Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the graduates of the Faculty of Commerce and Management. In a few minutes, the graduation ceremony will commence. The procession of staff and dais parties will enter. I will signal to you when you are to rise and remain standing until all members of the stage party are seated. May I take this opportunity to request that you turn off all mobile phones and pagers, and may I also remind you that flash photography is prohibited within this auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor, Ms. Lenine Ford, will now address us.
Ms. Vicky Wilson, OAM, the former captain of the Australian netball team, Professor Roy Webb, Vice Chancellor, members of the Griffith University Council, colleagues of Griffith University, distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. It is the custom for Griffith University and its guests to gather and celebrate the conferral of academic awards on its graduates. On behalf of the Council of the University, I'm pleased to extend a very warm welcome to everyone present for this graduation ceremony. This occasion holds special significance for our graduates. This afternoon, in the presence of family, friends, and the entire university community, your dedication and hard work are recognized and rewarded. I'd like to extend a special welcome to Ms. Vicky Wilson, OAM, who is best known to us as the former captain of the Australian netball team. She will receive the university's honorary degree, Doctor of the University, and will deliver this afternoon's occasional address. Our students graduating today from the Faculty of Commerce and Management will, I am sure, make valuable contributions professionally and as responsible citizens. Griffith is widely recognized for its commitment to equity and access and to community service. It is one of the largest multi-campus universities in Australia and is formed by an integrated network of 6 campuses stretching from the Gold Coast to here at South Bank on the Brisbane River. From these campuses, Griffith serves the higher education needs of its students and its related communities in the Brisbane Gold Coast region, as well as nationally and internationally. The university's commitment to the pursuit of excellence in teaching, research, and community service is embedded in its forward-looking approach that combines the best of university traditions and values with innovation. The hallmark of Griffith's activities is the bringing together of disciplines in the development of courses and research activities that meet the changing needs of society. Its activities are enhanced by the university's close links with business and the community. The value of these links is nowhere more obvious than in the mentoring program, which provides our students with the opportunity to gain valuable work experience and industry connections. 220 students from across Griffith University are participating this year. Griffith has an international approach to education and one of the most extensive networks of international linkages in Australia. Its international student population is one of the largest in Queensland. And Griffith also seeks to inculcate an international outlook in its Australian students, who it encourages to study overseas. Last year, 70 Griffith students attended institutions overseas under the university's scholarship and exchange programs. The university's strong commitment to internationalization has seen it win consecutive Premier of Queensland awards for export excellence. So to our graduating students, may I say that now your studies are completed, you are joining an elite group. Approximately only 12% of the Australian population aged 15 to 64 possess tertiary qualifications. As members of this group, you can expect to enjoy better employment prospects, higher salary levels than less qualified sections of our community. But education not only brings important social benefits, but also responsibilities. The labour market you are entering is characterized by increasing turbulence and competitiveness, and you may at some stage feel pressured or tempted to act solely in your own interests. But remember, however, that you're indebted, if not to your families and friends, then to society for the opportunity you've had to undertake university study. It's a debt best repaid by becoming a responsible citizen and acting in the interests of others as well as yourself. As we continue this afternoon's proceedings, I express warm congratulations to each of you and extend to you our best wishes for your lives ahead and, if you want it, for a brilliant career. I'd now like to call on the Dean, who will present the graduates from the Faculty of Commerce and Management who are to receive their awards at this ceremony.
Chancellor Professor Alan Hodgson, Dean of the Faculty of Commerce and Management.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Commerce and Management who have been granted the following awards. Bachelor of Commerce, Nourlida Abdullah. Monica Ackfield. Adley Adam. Amanda Eckars. Simon Allen. Samuel Ark-Harris. Adrian O. Gay Baker. Jan Ball. Gregory Beach. Jason Behan. Tarita Bendor Ara. Craig Bott. Lisa Burke. Catherine Boyd. Timothy Brady. Sabrina Budden. Anthony Carius. Giovanna Carilla. Sean Chan. Shirley Chan. Shua Fang Chang. Yu Chin Chen. Hoa Cheng. Alice Cheng. Helen Chai. Saturday Chow. Stella Chris. Kwun Ming Chu. Chow Sia. Alana Cockerill. Chancellor, the next graduate has been awarded the Commerce Medal for 2000 for the most outstanding academic achievement in a bachelor's degree. Louise Collins. Paul Connell. Andrew Cook. Selena Cremonini. Fiona Crow. Michelle Cudlip. Vicky Crowther. Timothy Cully. Rhonda Cusack. Paul Davies. Joanne Davis. Sandra Davis. Trent Davis. Chris Dillett. Carly Edmondson. Kelly Egberts. Elizabeth Sue Kui U. David Evans. David Farlow. Gavin Ferguson. Gerald Foley. Mark Galen. Finley Gand Awad Jaja. Lisa Gaylard. Elisha Gudja. Kylie Harvey. Janelle Hazel. Lara Henson. Delphine Ho. Kate Hogarth. George Hui. Amra Humaki. Cameron Jaggers. Angela Johnston. Megan Kelly. Andrew Kemp. Jacqueline Kerr. Ruth Kalu. Lara King. Wendy Lamb. Pit Liang Lee. Sheng Wang Li. Nicholas Lee. Yen Hung Lee. Jason Lung. So Fong Lu. Annette Lillis. Chui Ying Lim. Masij Lipinski. Nicole Littlewood. Nancy Liu. Alison McGarry. Louise Mayer. Shu Hing Mack. Mazrul Mansour. Lisa Mason. Anthony Muriki. Amanda McDermott. Chris McGowan. John McHugh. Elisa McInary. Raymond McLaren. Becky McSweeney. Maya Mendes. Liz Moore. Tarrant Moore. Peter Morehouse. Jonathan Mordew. Narisa Morrison. Natasha Mortensen. Jim McKira. Peter Nielsen. Hui Ching Ne. Rosie Tang Nguyen. Diana Nielsen. Ivona Novakovic. Zainab O'Fairley. Justin O'Flaherty. Kazu Oshie. Lacey U. Damien Parker. Robert Peterson. James Bruner. Holly Portley. Wan Chin Pao. Glenn Price. Ian Ray. Raksha Ram. Kathy Richardson. Erica Richmond. Anne Ritchie. Janelle Rowe. Michael Sakarasan. Paul Sy. Reece Scott. Rebecca Searle. Craig Seymour. Kasomeni C.L. Michelle Sinsua. Rebecca Solomon. Danielle Stankovic. Andrew Stephen. Biljana Stevic. Andrew Stewart. Nick Stoneman. Mary Suzuki. Maureen Taylor. Shekakorn Tejek Paibul. Jamie Tribe. Melinda Volks. Vanessa Vanderhoek. Narelle Vigiluk. Martin Webb. Soren White. Melissa Wingfield. Catherine Windsor Harris. Raymond Yap. Mark Youssef. Mirik Zidlicki. Mia Zimmerman. Bachelor of Commerce with First Class Honours, Mark Bliss. Bachelor of Commerce with Second Class Honours, Division A, Sophie Karamuji. Lisa O'Brien. Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Asian and International Business, Nicole Hoffman. Bachelor of Leisure Management, Brad Anderson. Robert Arthur. David Barber. Alison Campbell. Jolanda Chan. Anthony Clifford. Chancellor, the next graduate has been awarded the Leisure Management Medal for 2000 for the most outstanding academic achievement in a bachelor's degree, Sharon Condon. Candice Convey. Anton Cook. David Anfonti. Rebecca Flowers. Stephen Frawley. Natalie Freeman. Michael Grammatico. Jason Greenland. Megan Groves. Karen Harding. Carla Hardy. Andrew Hawes. Jodie Irwin. Tanya Irwin. Marissa Dakuzi. Emmanuel Caligaris. Sean Kent. Louise Keogh. Shannon Knight. Katrina Lee. Greg Lewis. Bron Littlewood. Benjamin Mitchell. Satoshi Nagase. Luke O'Reilly. Christopher Parker. Michelle Patterson. Matthew Pearson. Bindi Perkins. David Rosenthal. Andrew Scudamore. Catherine Skirfield. Carla Simpson. Shelley Smith. Danica Stevens. Marie Stridgeland. Michelle Tarvett. Kelly Taylor. Lauren Tompkins. Fiona Toscano. David Turner. Roger Walder. Benjamin Waite. Kylie Ward. Belinda Wedder. Neil Williams. Mitchell Witherington. Loof Wolfick. Rebecca Yates. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates of the Faculty of Commerce and Management.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a brief musical interlude performed by students of the Queensland Conservatorium, Griffith University.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, I can't. Moon river, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're off to the same rainbow's end. Waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, Moon River. And me. Ooh. Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after friend, moon, river, and me.
Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee. Hail thee as the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin, sin and sadness, drive the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, fill us with the light, fill us with the light, oh, fill us with the light of day.
Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee. Hail thee as the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin, sin and sadness. Drive the dark of doubt away. Drive it away, giver of immortal gladness. Fill us with the light of day. Light of day. Come join the chorus, the mighty, mighty chorus, which the morning stars began. The Father of love is reigning over us. He watches over everything. So we sing. Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee. Hail thee as the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin, sin and sadness. Drive the dark of doubt away. Drive it away, giver of immortal gladness. Fill us with your light, O Lord. Fill us. Don't you know we need you now? Fill us. Fill us with your light. Fill us. Let your light shine on us. Fill us. Fill us with your light of day. Light of day.
With the authority of the Council, I shall now confer the degree of Doctor of the University, and I call upon the Vice Chancellor, Professor Roy Webb, to read the citation.
Chancellor, Vicky Wilson was born in February 1965. I think with Mr. Beat here, Vicky should be standing. But that's not her fault. She wouldn't mind coming forward here. Thank you. Vicky Wilson was born in February 1965 in Brisbane and was educated at Balmoral State High School and the Queensland University of Technology, from which she embarked on her career as a teacher with Education Queensland. Encouraged by her family, Vicky showed great enthusiasm for sport from an early age. She began playing A-grade netball at the age of 16 and was selected for the Queensland Under-19 team in 1982. Following her selection to the Australian Under-21 team, she received further training at the Australian Institute of Sport. In recognition of her outstanding talent and leadership qualities, Vicky was appointed captain of the Queensland netball team in 1988, a position she held for 10 years. In 1996, she was appointed the captain of the Australian netball team. During an impressive 15-year career, Vicky played 99 tests for Australia, 152 games for Queensland, and became the world's greatest goal shooter. She led her team to victories all over the world, and the team now holds all major international titles in the sport, including gold medals at the Commonwealth Games and the World Championships. In 1999, Vicky Wilson became the first Australian to play in 4 successive netball World Championships. During her career, she received many sporting accolades, including the 1993 Queensland Sportswoman of the Year and the Australian Netball of the Year in 1994. Although Vicky retired from netball in 1999, she maintains a close association with sporting activities. Her expertise as an elite athlete and her experience in sports management have allowed her to make significant contributions to sport in a number of key positions. As well as her appointment to the position of School Sports Promotion Officer, Education Queensland, and more recently as Senior Manager of the Department of the Premier and Cabinet, Senior Project Manager. She has also served as a Ministerial Policy Advisor to the Minister for Tourism, Sport and Racing. In addition, she is currently a member of the Queensland Academy of Sport Board, the Brisbane Cricket Ground Trust Board and the Australian Institute of Sport Advisory Board. Vicky is a remarkable role model on and off the court, demonstrating an unfailing commitment to whatever she does. Her coaching clinics and talent camps provide inspiration for aspiring netballers. She's actively involved with a number of community organisations and is a member of the Queensland Centenary Federation Committee and the Women's Sport Queensland Committee. As a member of the National Breast Cancer Centre Women's Advisory Network, Vicky Wilson has been a strong supporter of the Centre's fundraising efforts for breast cancer research. Vicky's achievements in sport have been recognised with numerous prestigious awards, including the Medal of the Order of Australia in 1992, as well as the Australian Achiever Award and Premier's Millennium Award in 2000. It is particularly fitting that the Council of Griffith University should honour Vicky Wilson in recognition of her distinguished contributions to sport and to the community. Chancellor, it is with very great pleasure that I present to you Vicky Wilson for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University.
I'd now like to call upon Ms. Vicky Wilson, OAM, Doctor of the University, to deliver the occasional address.
The Chancellor, Ms Lenine Ford, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Roy Webb, academics and members of the Griffith University Council, graduates and guests. I'm deeply flattered and moved to receive this honour, particularly when I look at the list of previous recipients. I'm especially pleased to receive this honour in the presence of my family and friends. My mum always said she wanted a doctor in the family. I note that one of the previous recipients of this honour was Barry Humphries, who, in his Dame Edna Everage guide, said in 1975 that it was comforting for Australians to have a medical man as their Deputy Prime Minister. He was, of course, referring to Gough Whitlam's deputy, Dr. Jim Cairns, who was definitely not, as students of politics and maybe students of economics will know, a doctor of medicine. Those of you who know me well know that I've spent a lot of time in doctors' surgeries and in hospitals getting treated for sports injuries. but that is about as much as I know about medicine. To receive such an honour and to join the list of such distinguished people is beyond my wildest dreams. I'm particularly grateful to be honoured for doing something that I love being involved with, netball. As I said, there has been a very distinguished list of people who have similarly been acknowledged by Griffith University. I note that I will be the third athlete, joining Yvonne Goolagong-Corley, who was honoured in 1996, and Greg Norman, who received his degree for service in 1998. I do not class myself in the same ranks as those two extraordinary athletes, but I want to use them as examples to show the changing face of sport and its increasing role in marketing and commerce. Let's start with Yvonne. As most of you would know, Yvonne was a tennis player of exceptional talent at a time when grace, speed and anticipation dominated rather than the power game of Martina Hingis or the Williams sisters. For more than a decade, Yvonne was consistently in the world top 10. She won the Australian Open 4 times, the French Open once, and Wimbledon twice. The Wimbledon victories came 9 years apart, 1971 and 1980, after she had given birth, making her the first mother to win Wimbledon. In total, Yvonne won 43 singles and 9 doubles titles, and prize money of almost $1.4 million US. Some might say that's not bad for 10 years' work. But let's compare that with Martina Hingis. In the 6 years since Martina turned pro, she has amassed almost $15.5 million US. Martina won almost $3.5 million last year alone. The difference in winnings between Martina and Yvonne cannot be measured in ability. It is simply a matter of marketing, both of the sport and the players. Let's look at Greg Norman, one of the most talented golfers ever, but how does he compare in winnings with arguably the greatest of them all, Jack Nicklaus? According to the latest prize money list for the US Professional Golfers Association Tour, Greg has earned more than $13.3 million. That is on the US Tour alone, which puts Greg at number 5 in the all-time US PGA Tour rankings. Top spot, naturally, is Tiger Woods with around $23 million. But what of Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, whose legendary feats are just that, legendary? Jack comes in at number 60 on the US PGA Tour all-time prize money list with $5.7 million. No one can tell me that Greg, who still says that Jack Nicklaus is his all-time hero, is that much of a better player than the Golden Bear, particularly when you consider we are talking about the US Tour, which Nicklaus made his own during his heyday. Again, the difference is marketing, both of the sport and the player. I've only mentioned money earned from playing so far. The prize pool has grown for almost every sport you could name. Even once amateur-only sports like rugby union, surf lifesaving, and athletics offer lucrative prizes and money. There are countless examples of modern athletes earning big money from their chosen sport. Sadly, I'm not one of them. I still have to work for a living, but I'm better off than many of my predecessors in netball. While I was playing, I did have sponsorship deals for a range of things, including a car, white goods, training equipment and clothing. Not exactly in the Greg Norman League, but every bit helped during my playing career. Sponsorship of athletes has grown perhaps even faster than prize pools. Greg Norman earns more off the golf course than he does on it. So too does Jack Nicklaus, even though he's playing on the lucrative Masters circuit. And despite his phenomenal winning record to date, Tiger Woods also earns more off the course than on it. Annual sponsorship deals for Martina Hingis are also in the neighbourhood of 7 figures, which isn't a bad neighbourhood. And that is the real money spinner for athletes and for people such as you, the new generation of commercial and financial investors, merchant bankers and stockbrokers. It's the making and taking of these sponsorship deals that have turned sport and modern athletes into businesses bigger than some listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. In fact, some sports clubs like English soccer clubs are listed on the British Stock Exchange. Maybe that trend will come to Australia. I cannot see why not. There are some very bankable sports clubs in Australia, and they are bankable because they are run as professional outfits. They are run as companies, complete with professional board of directors, chief executives, and highly trained backroom staff. The Brisbane Broncos' on-field success since the club's inception in 1998 is due to a combination of on-field talent and backroom brilliance. The same could be said of AFL clubs like Essendon and Carlton, and even the Brisbane Lions, who, while yet to still win a flag, are showing that on-field results will follow once there is a stable and professional off-field management setup. I was interested to read a recent article in the Courier Mail in which the merits of sports sponsorship were starkly put into context. According to a survey of 1,500 people by Sweeney Sports Report, public interest has risen in sports in which Australia won gold medals at last year's Olympic Games. And that means Australia's most bankable athlete is Ian Thorpe. Considering this survey was conducted before the torpedo cleaned up at the recent Australian swimming titles, I would say that Ian is even more the golden boy now. Number 2 in the survey was Pat Rafter, followed by Kathy Freeman, Susie O'Neill, Steve Waugh, Michael Klim, Kieran Perkins, Greg Norman, Grant Hackett, Andrew Gaze, Curry Webb, and Paralympian Louise Savage. For the record, the glamour athlete of Sydney, the rose-tattooed pole vaulter, Tatiana Grigorieva, was number 16, 4 ahead of tennis heartthrob Mark Philippoussis. The survey also found that people did recognise sponsors, which is just as well. No sponsors, no sports. Top of the list of the most recognised sponsor was Uncle Toby's with 56%. That is a very high recognition rate, particularly when you consider next best was Nike with 34% and Ford with 33%. Coca-Cola was 10th with 20% recognition, which was a little surprising, considering the soft drink spends millions around the world on sponsorships and in straight advertising. I do not wish to bore you with surveys, but a poll by Performance Research after the 1999 Rugby World Cup showed that Coca-Cola did not take full advantage of its sponsorship with a recognition rate of only 26%. BT, or Bankers Trust, also knocked on with 21% recognition. Guinness was the only sponsor to score with fans with an amazing 94% recognition rate. I'm not sure if that says more about the marketing approach of Guinness or the drinking habits of rugby fans. Maybe a little of both. Another survey found that smart sponsors of sport and athletes are not only recognised but are applauded by the public. This survey done at the Sydney Olympics by Performance Research found that most patrons were all for companies spending millions of dollars to be official sponsors. And 34% believed that sponsorship made a valuable contribution to the Olympics, and then said, I quote, "It makes me feel better about sponsors." Translating that sentiment into cash sales is another matter, but at least the consumer is at the starting line. It may not sound like much of an advantage or any advantage over a competitor, but there must be something in sponsorship. Research group IEG Network believes that sponsorship is the world's fastest growing form of marketing. If you doubt that is fact, ponder this. IEG's international survey found that corporations around the world would spend $24.6 billion this year to sponsor sport, arts, entertainment, various causes and events. I suppose that brings us back to where I started, where I compared the winnings of past and present greats of sport. There is no doubt that more money is flowing into sport and being paid to individual athletes than ever before, and the trend will continue. What better place to market tennis shoes than on the feet of Martina Hingis? Does Tiger Woods ever wear a hat without the Nike brand on the front? And how is it that Greg Norman can turn the most feared of all sharks, the Great White, into the most sought label in the world for golfing apparel? Perhaps the perfect person to promote running spikes might be Christopher Skase. To conclude, I'd like to leave you with these thoughts. How many pairs of tennis shoes would Adidas sell if Puma sponsored Martina Hingis? And how many caps would Nike sell if ASIC sponsored Tiger Woods?
Chancellor, it's my pleasure on behalf of all of us this afternoon to thank our guest speaker and our new alumni member, Vicky Wilson, for her address. I should at the outset exonerate Vicky for the confusion on the platform. Being an elite athlete, she of course did not miss the start. It was a fault on my part. She's kindly referred to previous honorary doctors of Griffith, including the celebrated event where we awarded the honorary doctorate to Barry Humphries. This links me to her talk in an interesting way. Two ways, actually. Jim Ken, she mentioned, he was one of my teachers, and certainly wasn't a medical doctor. And I was born in Moonee Ponds, which Barry Humphries made famous through his Edna Everidge character. Vicky also mentioned the Essendon Football Club, so I must declare an interest in being an Essendon supporter. Vicky has gone through a very interesting address about the links between sport and sponsorship and the careers of our graduates today. We, of course, at Griffith make no apology for linking sports careers to our educational activities. Vicky is an educator and she's an elite sports person, and many of our graduates are going to find their way into the world of entertainment, arts and sport as an outlet for their commerce and other training. She's mentioned the important link between on-field talent and backroom brilliance. Mentioning the Essendon Football Club, I can't help mentioning it again, and the Broncos, and of course the Bears. Being in Brisbane now, I have a second AFL team to support. She's mentioned the question of sponsorship of sport. I'd like to draw attention to something she didn't mention, which is Griffith University was the first university in Queensland, possibly in Australia, to offer sports scholarships. And many of our sports scholarship holders have now gone on to high levels of achievement in the sporting world. Which brings me to my final point in commenting on her excellent and interesting address to us this afternoon. She's mentioned that Greg Norman, another of our honorary doctors, and Tiger Wood, whom we haven't yet captured in this particular connection, always wear in front of the camera their sponsors' hats or garments or whatever. So graduates, I hope you'll be busy buying Griffith memorabilia after the ceremony. There's plenty available, and of course wear it every time you're in front of a camera and in most other places. Ladies and gentlemen, would you join in thanking Vicky Wilson for her wonderful address? And I'd like to add my congratulations to those that you're receiving from your families and from your teachers. Congratulations to our graduates on their outstanding achievements and every best wish for their career. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is now concluded. When the music begins, please rise and remain standing as the dais and staff processions, along with the graduates, retire.